The dink and dunk.
Yeah, it kind of is.
But they've made it kind of sexy. It's 10 yards to James Cook. It's 7 yards to Shakir. It's 8 yards to Knox. It's 13 to Kincaid. It's
still another
I don't know if
level.
I call that sexy.
Yeah, I don't think at all.
when Josh is doing it.
Clip that.
Yeah, that one. That one. There's the open.
Oh my God. All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We're going to talk about injury updates, all that stuff. But first, Mike, you have something to say.
Lincoln Hill Farms. That's Canandaigua, New York. We will be there. This would be Thursday evening, 5 to 7. They'll meet and greet. I mean, it's a cool place. It's like a wedding concert venue, and they're going to have hay rides.
Yeah. Jenna's not. We already did the wedding.
Yeah, we already did the wedding.
Yeah, it wasn't there.
Food trucks, you know,
Food
I'm going to be
trucks,
all
hay
about
rides.
that
Stuff. And then the podcast, 7 to 8. We'll get to see all you guys. We're looking forward to it. Brought to you by Bud Light. Thank you to Bud Light.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're very excited for it. All
The
right.
Bud Light tour continues.
Yes, let's keep
Bud
it going.
Light Buffalo Plus tour continues.
Let's keep it going. All right, so we're at practice at the facility on Wednesday, and an update because we got to really see Max Hairston out there for the first time. Now, Sean McDermott talking to us before practice. And Dan, it kind of felt like to me kind of slow playing the expectations for Max Hairston, who would be eligible to come off of IR coming up. But what did you see from Hairston, and kind of what do you make of the situation?
Yeah, Sean first said, well, it's not a guarantee that he's going to come off the IR right away. He'll have 3-week window to practice before he needs to be activated off the IR. Then he would have, if he doesn't, he'd have to go on season-ending IR. So that was what he originally said. He was kind of asked to clarify and was like, no, there hasn't been an injury. There hasn't been a setback. He's progressing, all of those things. But he goes, he got injured on July 29. It's been a while for him to get back on the field. And I know there's this thought that reinforcements are coming for this defense. Taron Johnson talked today and was like, we haven't been good, but we're 3-0 and we'll get to that. And so there's this hope that, Hairston will come back soon. And I just think the soon part for fans is something that needs to be tempered. We saw him working out today. Pretty bulky, heavy brace on that right knee, but he was going through some drills off to the sides with the trainer. It's the first time we've seen him working off to the side at practice, so that's encouraging news. I'll post the link to the video that I tweeted in the description down below, but I don't think he's going to play next week.
No, I would say there's almost zero chance he looks like a guy that's coming off the injured list that quickly. I would also say that I think physically he will work his way back. He missed a lot. He missed all of camp. He missed all of the preseason. And he was, to be fair, he was a little bit of a struggle. I would say it was a little bit of a struggle for him up to that point, trying to figure out the defense. Now he's had none of that time on the field. So it doesn't mean they don't still have big faith in this kid to be that player. I don't know yet. I don't know what we'll see out of Max. I don't think it's an immediate thing. But I do think that he does look, when you watch him, and if you watch Dan's tweet, you see him moving like he can do that. The brace does take you back a step because it's pretty substantial.
Yeah.
And he's a smaller man, certainly for the NFL. I think there's hope for him to be back on this roster, but it is a slow play, no doubt.
I think this puts into perspective that just because someone is eligible to come off of IR and be put on the active roster doesn't mean that that's exactly what will happen as soon as they're eligible to have that done. This to me is you think of they'll get back this guy, and then Hairston's coming back. But seeing him today, I was like, wow, I totally understand why Sean McDermott was like, we're not going to place a timeline on this. We're going to see how it goes because of how big that knee brace was and the agility you need at that position and just the healing process of the body. Sometimes, you're right, he got injured at the end of July. We're now talking about
Day 7 of training camp.
We're now looking into October and things like that, but I do think it's important to remember that the human body and healing and all that stuff doesn't always have to be a linear direction, so that's important to remember.
Not an oil change.
Not an oil change.
Shout out to the OG Buffalo Plus subscribers that understand
that's a deep cut.
That understand that throwback, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Appreciate it as always. I'm sitting there too in the sense of, in classic Sean McDermott fashion, goes like this. He's going off the information he's getting from the training staff and all of those things. Guess what, guys? They're taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. But now, so also I think it's important. We saw, this was really the first time we got to see Max Hairston on the field doing work with the trainers. they knew media was going to be there. Like, it's not like, and if I think they
100%.
didn't want us to see him, they would have stashed him inside until we were
Or
gone.
waited. Yep.
Quick reminder, and you guys have heard us say this. At beginning of the year, training camp, we can be out there the entire time.
Yeah.
In this camp, when it's regular season, it's the short amount of a little bit of individual stuff and stretching, and then it's we're in the building.
Yes.
We're just not in the building where we can see anything.
Correct.
We're back, I can point to this, back hidden in a media room.
It's over there.
So Jenna's right. I mean, he's out there and he's working with the trainers. So I guess it's a step in the direction, but there's a big old brace, and then we'll wait to see when he's ready.
I will say this. I know there's a lot of time missed. I know it's a complex defense, all of those things. The one thing that makes me believe that he can still have an impact is speed can't be taught. And again, it's if he has the speed with the LCL injury and how his knee is feeling and all those things. But even when we saw it was kind of a work in progress at training camp, speed makes up for not knowing things or
Yeah.
not knowing exactly textbook coverage and technique. The ability to just run really fast makes up for a lot of those things.
I'm not willing to say, like, he's not going to play this season. I'm not saying anything like that,
Yeah.
but I think I was expecting, like, all right, and Hairston's coming back,
Yeah.
and, like, I also don't think it's that, because two things can be true.
And Taron Johnson was talking about
Yeah.
young players
Yeah.
getting out in the field making mistakes, and Max hasn't had a chance to make
Hasn't
those
made 'em.
mistakes. So by the time he comes back, I mean, the games are all important,
Yeah.
but it gets more and more important.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about a guy being on the 53-man roster. Like, he's not going back on any injured list if he's activated, and he's certainly not going on a practice squad. Like, that's
Yeah.
not happening. So they have big decisions to make at that point.
Other injury updates, Ed Oliver as well as Matt Milano did not practice. They are progressing, trending in the right direction, I think were Sean's words. The surprise was Spencer Brown did not practice today. He popped up with a calf injury. We'll all have to see how that goes. Saw Spencer walking out with the team after practice, so kind of an encouraging sign of maybe just a day of rest.
How do you, look at that situation?
You can't say it's the Saints, the Bills are big favorites, and
Correct.
we're not going to play them. I would say it's more still September. It's
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Brown. He's not ready. Saints, hey, he sat out the Chiefs game last
He
year.
did. He did.
And they won that game.
Vandemark.
Great game. So, yes, I mean, is there somewhere in their back of their mind they don't want a guy's close and they say, let's give him another week? It's not like it's a playoff game. It's
Yeah.
still the regular season. It's still September. We have no idea where he'll be later in the week. But I'd say he's a pretty valuable player. They're going to be careful with it.
All right, you also got to talk today to Jackson HAWES,
Yeah.
rookie tight end, had the touchdown. He seems like he is quickly becoming, I don't want to say an impact player, but I feel like for a rookie, he has made some big plays in some big moments.
Let's start with this. He's on the field a lot,
He is.
A lot.
and he is an elite blocker. What were we told? What was the
David Edwards was
Edwards?
saying he was undoubtedly or
The best blocking tight end he's ever seen and will have a long career in the NFL.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
and he's caught the ball
He has caught the
He
ball.
has caught the ball.
Yeah.
from Josh.
And
A
we-
touchdown and a
some
near
big-
touchdown.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, a little bit of hand up by us. Like, we all thought, like, a fifth-round blocking tight end, like, that's not what this offense needs. He has found a niche in this offense and has been making plays, makes the entire tight end room better, and has made this offense better. Mike, you said he's probably one of the most biggest impact addition on the offense this year.
Yeah, I mean, they
And
have an
nobody
offense.
saw that coming.
They
Yeah.
have an offense that was a lot of guys all coming back, and obviously, Josh Palmer is here.
Yeah, Elijah Moore.
But in terms of snaps and impact on the field, now Jenna and I both said as soon as he was drafted, remember we were
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he's going to
love
jump
it.
right in. He's going
Yeah.
to get a bunch of snaps, and Dan was off on that, so we'll let that one go.
I did see a comment that was like, the Bills drafted Jackson HAWES just to ruin my opinion, and thought of, who's better than the best blocking tight end, the worst offensive lineman? Well, he's kind of kicked Alec Anderson out of that jumbo package.
Yeah.
The Bills are running a ton of 12 and 13 personnel. They're getting more physical at the line of scrimmage. Sean McDermott loves that. So he may be better than some offensive linemen. Jackson HAWES may be the exception of my rule.
That makes the rule, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that what they say? The
He
exception
creates
makes the
rule.
rule.
Yeah, doesn't break it.
Just not. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Well, what else did Jackson HAWES
Right
have
over
to
my
say?
Well, he talked about catching the touchdown from Josh, and I'm like,
We try.
at
Mike,
what-
we try. We try.
At what point did you know he was going to throw you the ball? And he says, you can see me at one point. I have my arms out. Like, I think he said, I thought he was just going to run it in.
Yeah.
Duh, it's Josh Allen, right? He does that all the time. And then he does the flip and he catches it. And he goes, I blacked out.
Josh, very critical of the touchdown celebration.
Yeah.
Said it was an awful spike. He said in the offensive rooms, they judge spikes by how high the ball goes up and out of the screen. And he goes, I think Hawes' spike got like a foot off the ground.
Can I just add something?
He said that while smiling, by the
Yes.
way.
Yes.
for
Can I
people
add
who are
something here?
context.
It is incredible that the Buffalo Bills, a team that for, 20 years basically before this, is now scoring so many touchdowns
Yes.
that they can grade the spikes. Because there was a period of time they were
What a
just
time to be
happy
alive.
somebody got in the end
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah.
Now it's like, your spike's not great. And we're going to criticize because they score 30 in every game,
Yeah.
it feels like it. So that's a nice problem to have.
I
Yeah.
thought the other thing that was interesting today that Josh talked about was there's a little bit of this sense of like, where are the big plays? And I was asking Josh, because he always says like, my job is to protect the football and do whatever it takes to win. But I asked him like, protecting the football isn't this isn't
Yeah.
new for a quarterback, but when did it start to click? And he credited Joe Brady, he credits the offensive line, and I think he's finally understanding of like taking your medicine and not having to play hero ball on every single snap. He talks about like there were times before when he felt forced to throw the ball to a player. He did not name players, don't do that, don't be that guy, but just the understanding of like now he can spread it around, and he says it's freeing to him. I thought that was very nuanced of Josh coming to age of where he was a guy that would always turn the ball over.
Okay.
They'd say Josh is great, but he turns the ball over.
Who's he talking about?
Probably Diggs.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
they didn't have anybody else that you would
Correct.
feel like I got to be forced to throw him the ball.
You're that guy.
Gabe.
Oh.
I gotta whisper it.
He's here.
He's in the building somewhere.
He's just lurking, looking for Dan.
He's like, where's
Just get like
Fetus?
DDT'd.
Where's
This
Fetus?
guy comes up and stone cold stuns me.
What was I gonna say? Well, no, Josh did talk about how I think a lot of players, or not players, but fans are like, where are the big plays?
Fantasy football.
And Josh was saying how, like, we're going to take what's available. And the short stuff has been available because teams don't want to get beat over the top. So Josh is like, look, we're going to just keep doing that. Maybe it's not the most exciting, but at the same moment, that's what's available, so that's what they're going to do.
And for a while, I've always said, like, it's tough to have an offense go 10, 15 plays down the field and score. But this is kind of the sense of letting the defense make the mistake, letting the defense get a holding call, illegal contact, those kind of things that shoot themselves in the foot, and then taking advantage of it.
It's Brady. It's death by 1,000 paper cuts.
That's exactly it. Like, yes, they had Moss, but for so many times it was just like whatever they had to do, they would get down the field, they would score. It's crazy. You talk about judging celebrations. We're like, this offense is pretty Patriot-like.
The other part is, this is what's going on around the league.
But they're just doing it better.
No, I don't mean specifically the Bills. I mean defenses. They are playing teams deep, especially
Defenses.
early in the year. I know, I wanted to say defenses, and I just figured you'd let it go, but
Sorry.
you just
Vesticles.
nailed me. That's fine. Dan
Yeah,
created
you
a
won't-
word.
you won't get that, yeah.
But everybody seems to be playing this too deep shell and saying, go ahead, let's see if you can go over the middle. The Bills are just better at it than almost everybody.
The dink
So,
and dunk.
Yeah, it
But
kind
they've
of
made
is.
it kind of sexy.
Well, yeah, because you're like, oh my God.
It's 10 yards to James Cook. It's 7 yards to Shakir.
Keon.
It's 8 yards to Knox. It's 13 to Kincaid. It's
I think there is still
I
another
don't know if
level.
I call that sexy.
Yeah, I don't think at all.
when Josh is doing it.
Clip that.
That one. That one. There's the open.
Oh my God.
There's the open.
I'm blushing for you.
One other thing to talk about that I thought was interesting was something we've talked about, or I brought it up on the channel before, was Taron Johnson said the defense hasn't been good. The third down, there's been issues. It's not just one thing. It's been a number of things. But the fact is that they struggle. This defense struggles to communicate at home. And I asked Taron about it, and he's like, yeah, it's real. Like, we can't hear each other. And asking him
so loud on third down because fans are cheering for.
And the Bills have won 13 straight regular season home
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Massive advantage. But the Bills defense at home hasn't been good. Taryn goes, sometimes we play better on the road because we can communicate. And it's different. I understand where people are like, well, what's the big deal? It's an offense. They struggle to communicate. Everybody is looking at the quarterback. The offensive line can turn around because they know the ball's not going to be snapped when they're not looking. All of these things that you can do hand signals. I am walking back to the locker room with Taryn Johnson. I'm like, you have 4 defensive linemen who cannot turn around. You have Terrell Bernard, who really shouldn't be turning around. If you're doing these kind of low-key hand motions and signals to call checks, he goes, if 10 guys get the check and 1 guy doesn't, it's a blown coverage. And they've had blown coverages.
Yeah.
So it is some of this nuance of it is real. It's a real thing. They're trying to figure it out. He said it's almost got to be intuitive, that you just have to understand whatever the play's called. I can't communicate it, but we all have to think the same way, which is very difficult. We all can't think the same way, and we're 3 people. They got to get 11 on the same page.
Yeah, and we've been working together for like 8 years.
Yes.
And they don't expect the crowd to be quiet.
No.
Train horns going and everybody's yelling,
yeah,
and
makes
they
sense.
just know that's life in the NFL.
Yeah, and here's a good thing. It's going to be week 4. There is time, and there is the ability for these players to gel more and all that stuff.
Time on task.
Yeah, it sounds so cliche, but it does matter. All right, remind people once again.
Lincoln Hill Farms, Thursday night, 5 to 7, meet and greet, podcast 7 to 8, and you can watch it on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
Hay rides.
Bud Light.
Yeah, Bud Light. Can we have some?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. All right, for Mike and Dan,
Big
I
Bud
am
Light
Jenna.
fan.
Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We will catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.